Fishing with a damselfly is an effective and enjoyable technique, particularly popular among anglers targeting freshwater species such as trout. The damselfly imitation closely resembles the nymph stage of the actual insect, which is a common food source in many aquatic environments. To begin, choose a damselfly pattern that matches the local hatch, typically in sizes 10 to 14. Use a floating line or an intermediate line, depending on the water depth. Cast the fly near weed beds. Retrieve the fly with a slow, steady strip, allowing it to mimic the natural movement of a damsel nymph. Incorporating occasional pauses can enhance the presentation, as fish often strike during these moments of stillness. Stay alert for subtle takes and be ready to set the hook. This method can lead to an increased catch rate. Fishing a microstreamer fly pattern can be an exciting way to entice aggressive fish, particularly during low light conditions or when you have exhausted all other options. Begin by selecting a suitable microstreamer, typically around 2 to 4 centimeters in length, mimicking small baitfish or other aquatic creatures. Use a 1 to 5 weight rod and a floating line or a Euro nymphing rig. Cast the fly upstream or across the current, allowing it to drift naturally. Retrieve the line with short, sharp pulls to create a lifelike movement. Vary your retrieve speed to find what entices the fish the best. Incorporate pauses to let the fly sink and simulate injured prey. Be patient and persistent, as microstreamers can trigger strikes from curious or aggressive fish. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the not the most difficult pattern you will see this week. There are many different ways to fish with an orange blob. Use a variety of fly lines for optimal presentation. A multitude of retrieves can be used for this fly. Retrieve slowly with short, erratic strips or long, slow pulls. Pay attention between the pulls, as that is often when the take comes. The takes can be savage, so make sure you have strong leader material. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. The Diawl Bach is a simple and highly effective fly pattern, particularly for targeting trout in still waters. It also works well on rivers. To fish this pattern, start with a floating line, as the Diawl Bach is typically fished just below the surface. Cast your line to likely spots, such as near reeds, overhanging trees, or along banks where fish might be feeding. Allow the fly to settle for a moment, then begin a slow, steady retrieve, a figure of 8 or a short, jerky strip to mimic the erratic movement of an emerging insect. Pay attention to the subtle movement at the end of your fly line. Trout often sip this fly delicately. The Diawl Bach can be particularly effective during hatch times. So, keep an eye on the water for rising fish and adjust your tactics accordingly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. The Cormorant fly pattern and its variations is the perfect fly to try in September. You need very little to tie this fly. Fishing the pattern involves a few key techniques to get the best from it. I find it works best as part of a team of flies, 3 or 4. It can be fished on a variety of different fly lines. Retrieve with a slow, steady motion, occasionally incorporating short strips to create an enticing movement. This pattern works well all year around, but in September is when it really shines. Always hang the flies at the end of your retrieve. You never know what's been following. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Fishing with a cat's whisker fly, a popular pattern for targeting trout and other freshwater species, involves a few essential techniques. Begin by selecting a suitable rod and reel, typically a 6 to 8 weight setup for best results. The cat's whisker fly, characterised by its bright colours and marabou wing, is super effective. This fly can be fished on a variety of fly lines. Retrieves for this pattern should be quick and erratic to imitate struggling baitfish. Incorporate an occasional pause to entice following fish to take. When you get a take, hang on, they can be savage. This technique is particularly effective when fishing over freshly stocked trout. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Fishing with a popper fry pattern is an exciting way to target surface feeding fish. Start by selecting a lightweight fly rod, typically between 6 to 8 weight, paired with a floating line. Cast your popper fry onto likely fish holding areas, such as near structure, along weed beds or in the shallow waters. Allow the fly to land and settle as fish can take it straight away. Retrieve the fly with short, quick strips, mimicking the erratic movement of a distressed fry. Incorporate pauses to create a tantalising presentation, enticing fish to take. Be attentive to subtle surface disturbances. These may indicate a fish approaching your fly. This method is exciting and fun to try. Watching a huge bow wave behind your fly really gets your heart going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Fishing with a flat daddy longlegs can be an effective technique, especially during late summer and early autumn when these insects are prevalent. Start by selecting a suitable location, such as a small or large still water, or a slow-moving stream where fish are likely to feed on surface insects. Begin by casting the flat daddy gently onto the water's surface, allowing it to land softly to avoid spooking nearby fish. Retrieve the fly with a slow, steady strip, mimicking the natural movement of the insect. Vary your retrieve speed to find what entices the fish, as they may prefer a faster or slower presentation. Be patient and attentive. Watch for any surface disturbance or takes. When you see or feel a take, set the hook firmly and enjoy the fight. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Fishing a Wooley Bugger style fly is an effective method for targeting a variety of freshwater species, including trout, bass and whitefish. Use a 5 to 7 weight rod paired with a floating or a sink tip line. A versatile fly that can be fished in various ways. To start, I would recommend a floating line. Use a slow, steady retrieve such as a figure of 8, imparting a quick strip now and again. Vary the speed and depth of your retrieve to find what the fish prefer on that particular day. Pay close attention to your fly line for any subtle movements indicating a take. When you feel a fish, set the hook firmly. This fly works well in both still waters and moving streams, making it a must-have in any angler's arsenal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Fishing traditional wet flies is a timeless technique that can yield great results, especially for trout and other freshwater species. Start by selecting a floating or a slow sinking line. Choose a wet fly, such as the one in this video, or which one catches your eye from the huge choice. Cast the fly onto running or still water. Allow it to drift naturally with the current, or stroke it back through the wave. Maintain a slight tension on the line to feel for any strikes. When fishing high in the water, you may see a bow wave behind your fly. Don't stop. Keep going until the fish commits to the fly. Keep an eye out for rising fish and be ready to cover them with your cast. Patience and observation are key to success with this method. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.